Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you again tonight for a album review, and this is going to be the fourth album for this Friday's releases that I just got done listening to just now, and I finally found it for Keith Wallen's new album, This World or the Next, that I just got done listening to. So I'm going to discuss what I listened to for this new Keith Wallen album and let you know my thoughts on it. So let's dive into this review. Now, I know it comes out at midnight tonight, and as much as I would review it around then, I do go to bed at a certain time, so yeah. I just wanted to review it now because I found the songs on download, so I was like, okay, I'll download them. And what I think of this album, it was well worth the wait. For waiting 3 months to find out. Well, back in May when he released It Finds Us All, he announced this album's release on this day of August 13th, or almost August 13th now. In just a few hours, it will be. Um, I think Dream Away was a very awesome song. It really felt psychedelic and more space vibey kind of stuff. It mostly sounded like his vocals sounded like Dustin Bates from Starset. It really did. It brought some Starset vibes with his vocals, and I'm like, okay. But I know he's trying his own originality with this album, and most of this album has its own originality. Uh, so it's an album you're not gonna expect him to make songs like this, but yeah, the only song I was mostly disappointed with was Blue. That one, I don't know. It it's not bad, but it could have been a lot better. Sorry, my laptop's telling me to update and all that. All Eyes on You, very awesome song. Definitely go check out my track review for it if you haven't seen it. I did it a few months ago. Wildfire was one of my favorite songs. I really like Keith Wallen's vocals potential in that song, where he rips it towards the end with Wild Fire. Not the way I'm singing it, but yeah. Twilight was actually an interesting spacey like kind of song, space feel kind of song, and it really made you feel like you were in space or venturing space or whatever. So it was pretty cool of a song. Fractured is gonna be the new single that's dropping tonight. He's dropping a music video for this song. He was teasing it earlier today, and now I just found out he's releasing it at midnight. The music video for Fractured, and the song was pretty good. I was not disappointed with this 2 minute and 44-second track. Like Home is one of my favorites. I think Warfare was a personal favorite of mine. I really love that song. And Future, I wasn't sure if I was liking the verses as much, but after going into it a lot more, uh, or not a lot more, I like the chorus a lot. Verses, I'd have to go back and listen to this album again to see if the verses are gonna sink in with me in a good way. But It Finds Us All is one of my favorite songs off this album. It really hits you emotionally where he goes to sings the lyric there at the beginning of the chorus. I've waited all my life for the silent call. Oh, it finds us all. So there's pretty interesting lyrics on this album, and I really like the lyrical content on this album that Keith Wallen writes and all that. He's putting out some pretty good material for this record. And for a 10 track album that consists of like I said, 10 tracks, but the runtime's like 37 minutes. This was actually a pretty outstanding album. I was not disappointed with this album, except for the song Blue. That one was more experimental, electronic experimental kind of track, and I wasn't feeling for it as much. That's just my opinion. You don't have to agree with me on it. It's just how I felt when I was hearing that song Blue. It just it would have met my expectation of being very good, but considering that there wasn't any drum work in the song, I was a tad bit disappointed uh, with the song, but not to the point where I hate the song. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5, so it's not a bad rating. So overall, I think Keith Wallen's new album, This World or the Next, was a pretty good album and very outstanding album. And give me a moment, I gotta let this cat in my room. Sorry about pausing the video, guys. This cat was getting annoying, and I just had to let her in my room. But like I was trying to say, overall, I think Keith Wallen's new album, This World or the Next, was a very outstanding album. Very good. Highly recommend you check this album out when you listen to it at midnight tonight. It's definitely worth listening to. I don't know if they have it on CD or not, but if they do, I'm definitely purchasing it on CD because this is going to make it on my best albums of 2021. But for a score, I'm going to give Keith Wallen's This World or the Next album a 9 out of 10. This was a really outstanding album. Some of the production work, I wasn't sure if I felt for it. I was going to give it a 9.5, but considering that he did a really good job on this album, there's just some production work that could have been a little tweaked with the song Blue. That was my least favorite on the album. I think if I were to rate it now, if I listen to it again, I'll probably be like, maybe 4 out of 5. It's a decent song, but yeah, my opinion can change in a matter of moments, so I'm very unsure about things sometimes, so please forgive me on that. But Keith Wallen did a really good job on this album for majority of this album. 9 out of 10 tracks were very outstanding. Blue was not my favorite. I'm sorry. No offense to Keith Wallen, it's just that song could have been tweaked a bit, in my opinion, to a more better liking for some listeners. But comment below. Let me know what you guys thought of the new Keith Wallen album, This World or the Next, if you've heard it. I'm finally glad I'm reviewing this album. Hopefully you checks out this album review I do for this album. This album review that I'm making. Hopefully Keith Wallen checks it out. So definitely giving you a shout out here. You make very good material, man. And keep up the good work because I think you're going to go somewhere with your solo work. And keep doing what you're doing and keep rocking out. That's all I can say. But if you did like this album review for Keith Wallen's This World or the Next, comment below and let me know your thoughts on it. Tap like on this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you can to support the channel. I know I'm doing this a few hours soon from it being released. Right now it's like 10:04 where I'm at doing this review. But I will be returning to you for hopefully another song review. There's going to be a couple new songs coming out for Crown the Empire and Another Life, I think, is the next song coming out at midnight tonight. And Keith Wallen's Fractured music video, along with Black Veil Bride's Torch. So there's going to be a lot of music coming out this Friday. But yeah, this is a really good album. I really enjoyed it as a whole, and I definitely see myself purchasing it in due time. If I can find it on CD, of course, because I do want to own a physical copy of this album. because it is worth it. But that's going to be it for this album review. I hope you enjoyed Keith Wallen's This World or the Next album review. I did the best I could to make it as good as possible. Definitely stay safe, take care. Hopefully you enjoyed this review, and I'll see you in my next video.